fighters, fighting for the rights of the children of the rainbow flag.
What are we fighting for?
Fighting for our rights.
Fighting for
our rights. Fighting for our rights. To live.
LGBTI.
We are here to stay.
LGBTI.
We are here to stay.
LGBTI.
We are here to stay.
Going anywhere. The children of the rainbow fly.
We are here to stay.
Yes, the children of the rainbow fly.
We are proud to be
Yes,
here.
children of the rainbow fly.
We are proud to be here. Love the rainbow flag. Hello everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. For me, it's both afternoon and evening here because it's really afternoon, but really I just, started my day because of, being up all night. However, I welcome you all to yet another updates show here on the Victor Mukasa Show, Facebook. And it's again about LGBTQ plus refugees on Block 13, Zone 2 in Kakuma Camp, who are under constant attack because of homophobia and transphobia. But in just 40 minutes, let's just take 40 seconds. 40 seconds. Please share the live with all those that you believe should be watching this live. We'll take 40 seconds of the song, and we'll get our friends on the live. I welcome you all, and those of you in Kakuma Camp, please stand by so that we bring you on as soon as we begin. The song is actually called the Uganda Kuchu Anthem by Brian Nkoyoyo, Brayo stage name, and I thank you, Brian, for this resource. We are the children of the rainbow flag. We are cool too. We are the creatures of the rainbow flag. Forward, moving on and on.
Never going back. We are moving forward, moving on and on. Never going back. We keep fighting on and on. Never gonna stop. We keep fighting on and on. Never gonna stop. We are freedom fighters, fighting for the rights of the children of the rainbow flag. What are we fighting for? What are we fighting for? Tell me what we're fighting for. Fighting for our rights to be LGBTI. Oh,
to stay.
Children of the rainbow fly. Yes, the children of the rainbow fly. Yeah, children of the rainbow fly.
All right, all right. All right, all right. All right, many of you are asking what is this song and who performed or wrote it or sang it. This is what we call the Ugandan Kuchu anthem. And it was written, performed by Brian Nkoyoyo, who goes by the stage name Brayo Bryans. If you go on YouTube, just search for Kuchu anthem. You will find that song there, as well as other LGBT activism songs that Brayo Bryans actually sang. They are not copyrighted, because Brayo wants us to use in any way that we want to use them, so you can always find them. But back to what brought us here today is LGBTQ refugees on Block 13, Zone 2 in Kakuma Camp, who continue to be attacked and who continue to suffer at Block 13 because of homophobia, have been regularly attacked by fellow refugees, mostly those from South Sudan, and they have also named refugees from Burundi and other places. But as we continue, please share the video with those that you think that should be seeing this. I welcome all of you that are watching us right now, human rights defenders and activists, doctors, therapists, UNHCR. We welcome you to this live show. We welcome international human rights groups. We welcome members of the press. And we welcome even those who are helping financially on our GoFundMe page that we are using to help provide relief to Block 13, Kakuma Camp. These people lost their property and during the attacks. And the last attack on June 19th was really brutal on their bodies, but also they lost a lot of their property that they lack in every way. Thank you to Kakuma Mission Hospital that has given treatment to our friends in Kakuma with decency, like with a dignity, that has seen them as human beings and has not judged them because of their sexual orientation and gender identity. Now, we have some news coming out of Kakuma. But before that, I would like to tell you that the UNHCR is still silent. The last that we heard from the UNHCR was them blaming LGBT people on Block 13, Kakuma Camp, to be the so-called small group, making who are the victims, making them the perpetrators. You know, saying they have attacked others. They have refused to cooperate. And the question for me has always been, who is bleeding? Whose limbs are broken? Who has been raped and left in pain and shame? Whose skulls have been cracked? Also, whose pictures do we see? Whose faces do we see in all the footage and pictures? Whose faces are those that are attacking others? The UNHCR is here to respond to all this. We've only been responded to through press releases that actually are misinforming the world about these LGBT refugees. And it is a thing that we are saying must stop, and we still call upon the UNHCR to do its job and protect refugees as per its mandate. And here we have a group of refugees who are not safe among their fellow refugees. We are calling upon you, UNHCR, because yes, the Kenyan government has put laws against homosexuality. That is true. But we also know that the Kenyan government has allowed LGBT people to come in for safety through the UNHCR process of resettlement. We also know that the Kenyan government has a relationship with the UNHCR. However, we know that the UNHCR, despite it being the key advisor on refugee issues in those countries with camps, the UNHCR is saying that these attacks are exaggerated and unfounded. What do you expect of a government like Kenya when the key protector of refugees, the UNHCR, is saying this is not real? What do you expect of Kenya? So let us see that the UNHCR is actually saying, has actually investigated. There has been no investigation as far as we are concerned. We can tell that the UNHCR has engaged the other communities, but not Block 13, the ones that were attacked. Unless they received a call last night or received a UNHCR official this morning. But as per yesterday evening, since June 19th, 2020, there has been no UNHCR official on the ground on Block 13 to ask about what happened and who is injured and who is not injured. Secondly, even with COVID-19, there has been no call to Block 13 about what is happening to them by the UNHCR. Yet the UNHCR is confirming in its statements that these things are okay, the police is up, the medical team in Clinic 7 is doing its job, and all that. UNHCR, we ask you, please, to up your game and protect LGBTQ refugees on Block 13, Zone 2, Kakuma Camp, and all other LGBT refugees that, are out there that are suffering in that camp, because Kakuma Camp is not ready for LGBT refugees. There's no culture of acceptance of LGBT people in the camp, from the police, from the officials who work with UNHCR, yes, and this we hear also in Nairobi, and also from the natives of Turkana land, and also from fellow refugees. So I'll check and see if our friends in Kakuma Camp are here. Kakuma Camp? If you're there, Benon Bashir, Gilbert, send your requests. I've invited you, but it is still adding. If you can resend that request, we will be happy to have you on the show. Yeah, like I said, also I would like to thank all the first responders since June 19th, the therapists that we have had giving counseling to our friends. I would like to thank all of you who have contributed financially to the relief that goes over to Kakuma Block 13. They are able to we've had more than 70 people at Kakuma Mission Hospital being treated of their injuries and other illnesses that they have developed as a result of being attacked and beaten badly, and also sleeping outside and all that. The children who are suffering from pneumonia are also being treated. So anyway, here we are, waiting for Kakuma. Friends, I think you might want to look for a tree somewhere that has network. If it means we climb it, let us climb it. Let's climb a tree and get network in Kakuma Camp. Sometimes they say we need to climb a tree. All right, finally. Hello, friends.
Hello.
We are lucky to have you during the day today.
Hello, Victor.
That's Emmanuel, right?
Emmanuel.
Hey, I'm still a young man. I remember. That is Emmanuel. Hi, guys. Gilbert, bro. I salute you. On.
Yes. I love you, Victor.
We love you too. My friends love you.
This is Sipa.
Hey. Oh, you can see now. You have changed. So keep away from those attackers. Bashil, thanks for everything you're doing in the camp. Everybody there, I love you. Yeah. Wow. Anyway, Gilbert, what do you have for us today? We have heard that the situation is still the same. We have heard that in fact more refugees, LGBT refugees, were dumped on Block 13 yesterday. We want to hear more about that. We have heard that the UNHCR has not yet.
Yes, Victor. I'm not hearing you very well, but
Okay, just a second. Okay, basically four issues. We hear the attacks are still happening here and there. We hear that people were more LGBT refugees were dumped at Block 13 yesterday, either by police or UNHCR. You will help us understand that. We understand that people are still ailing, and also that you have not yet been engaged by the UNHCR, and that the need for protection and evacuation from the camp is still happening. Please, let's hear more from you. And
thank you, Victor, so much for these opportunities that you afford us. Let me take issue by issue.
yes, please.
Now, yes, there was still need for evacuation because nothing has changed in Block 13. If anything, it has gotten worse. Yesterday, the closest we came to hearing from UNHCR was that they dumped more people here.
How many people?
I've been busy calling on UNHCR to do its job of protecting refugees. Yes, the closest they came was bring people, one of them extremely sick. Even as I talk, he's being attended to by a nurse next to where we're standing. Now, it's very confusing, especially for those of us that find ourselves trapped in this situation. We wonder whether we have the UNHCR in Kenya. Yes, yesterday, the people that were dumped in Block 13, they were escorted by a police car. They were driven in a UNHCR bus and escorted by a UNHCR Land Cruiser. If I could change for you the camera bit, you see the luggage there. The luggage there. That's part of the group that came yesterday. If I move a bit like this, you see the nurse there attending to a person. That's an LGBTQ person. That was at the UNHCR office yesterday. And instead of being taken to hospital, this man was beaten times over, not just by fellow refugees, but even by people meant to protect the refugees. This private security organization called G4S. It's full of homophobic people. He was beaten while taking shelter at the gate of the reception center. There are people that have been
UNHCR brought him and dumped him at Block 13.
Yes. We have said time and again that UNHCR in Kenya is not giving protection. How do you dump such a man at Block 13? What is your job on this? This is one of our nurses that is attending to him. But how much help can she offer with the kind of limited resources that we have? This man is going to sleep outside the way he is. So when we say UNHCR is not doing its job, this is proof. The best they can do is sit in their offices and write very, very, very disorganized statements where they contradict themselves and refer to non-existing issues. They cannot come to the aid of refugees. Why on earth are they sitting in those offices? Somebody else should sit there and do the job. It's very confusing. This man should be airlifted out of Kakuma for medical help, but the best they could do was dump him in Block 13.
Escorted with a bus and a Land Cruiser.
Absolutely.
The UNHCR vehicles brought them there.
Victor, I have proof of that. Just name the time and when, and you'll have it. This is on record. You see, that's the difference we have with UNHCR. We furnish proof of what we say, and they only allege. Now, an institution of that magnitude, alleging against vulnerable, helpless refugees, they have abandoned homophobes. You see, by them dumping them here, they are inviting homophobes that it's okay. We don't care about them. Go ahead and attack them. Among the other people that came from the compound are these two ladies here. This is Shamim.
Hi, Shamim.
And,
Yes, hi.
and this is Rita. Rita is a mother of 3.
Hi, Rita.
These are adults. I thought they should speak for themselves. Let them tell the world what happened.
Yes,
Because they
Shamim.
might say that
Yep.
Mosaic Gilbert is alleging. Why should I allege if we can get it from the horse's mouth?
Yes. Hey, Rita.
Nze bampita na malume Rita.
Gilbert, Bashir, Benon, if somebody could please do some interpretation there, that would be great so that we don't get feedback.
Okay, I'm going to do that.
All right.
Nze bampita na malume Rita.
She's called Namalume Rita.
Badde mawanga.
She has been taking refuge at the UNHCR compound here in Kakuma.
Wali mwezi gw'omukaaga
In the month of June,
saa 8:30 ez'ekiro
at 2:30 a.m.,
bakusatu
it was a Wednesday,
batukuba
she, along with others, were beaten.
batukuba ebiggo ne batugoba ne bagamba mugende musule Mulaga.
This was done at the UNHCR compound, and they were told to go and sleep in the nearby river.
Ne tudduka ne tusula n'abaana.
She had to pick all the children she had with her colleagues, and they ran to the river in the middle of the night at 2:30.
Kati jjo batutadde mu gundi mu mmotoka ne batusula no block 13.
So yesterday they came and loaded them off like luggage.
Ani abakuba, ani abatwala ku mugga.
Abasirikale batukuba.
She says on that day they were beaten by policemen. But remember, this is a UNHCR compound.
Yes.
N'ebintu byaffe byajja
They burnt off their property.
ne tugeza genda ku poliisi batugoba bugobi.
When they went to police to report the incident, they were chased off.
Naye bulijjo baba batukubanga.
They usually come and beat them whenever they please,
Nga batugoba.
and then they chase them.
N'omulwadde naye ne bamukuba ne bamwongeramu neera mu bulwadde bwe.
And this person you've seen here lying down would also be beaten in his condition.
Tebaayagala kumanya oba oli mulwadde oba olina abaana tebaagala kumanya.
They don't care if you are a parent, if you're sick.
Kwe kugenda ne tusula Mulaga.
That's why they are told to go and sleep in the river. It's a very dirty river down there.
Kyo ne batuteeka mu mmotoka ne poliisi nga batukuba.
Yesterday they were loaded off on a truck while being beaten,
Ne bajja ne batusula no block 13.
and they dumped them here on block 13, their dumping site.
Tulina buyambi.
They are helpless.
Rita,
Please give her a monument.
ng'olabye mukwano. Wumulamu awo bali mukwano ng'olabye. Tukuwuliriza era kino kye tukola tugezaako kulaba nti UNHCR esobola okutuwuliriza okuwulira omulanga gwammwe. Weebale byonna by'otubuuliddemu. Bw'oba olinayo ebirala ebyokwogera ojja kutubuulira.
Let's give her a moment to sober up, eh? This is Shamim. She was also in the same place.
Shamim.
Yes. Naiga Shamim. I've slept outside almost a year with no help. So the feedback was yesterday, we are just dumped here at Block 13 with no help with the police, and we are beaten. So we need your help.
Did they give you any reason when they were when they were taking you? Did they explain anything to you about why they were?
If you leave this place, we don't want you here. You get elsewhere to sleep. Yeah.
How does that make you feel, Shamim?
So we are suffering a lot here at Block 13. Yeah. We need your help. Your help here.
The
Your help
UN,
here.
yeah, listen, talk to them.
Yes?
Talk to the UNHCR. They are listening.
So what I need, or what we need here at Block 13, we need protection. We need protection. If they don't want to help us, they get a solution. Yeah.
And how are the children that you came with?
The children, they are here where they're in bad condition. Yeah. As you see the things there, what are the things?
Okay. Thank you.
Those are their items, Victor. Now one wonders.
They slept there?
Yes. They slept here. These are their items. They are joining us. I mean, what difference does it make? We're also sleeping outside here.
Yeah.
So they are joining us. This has become UNHCR's dumping ground. So by the time an institution like UNHCR comes out and says, regarding people who have been here for 2 years, for I don't know how long, they are self-identifying as LGBTQ, then you know there is a problem.
No, Gilbert, the UNHCR can see that they are not caring at all. Now, you guys are quarantining together in difficulty during the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, they got people from elsewhere without explaining to you, and nothing to do with just taking precautions in case COVID-19 is spreading amongst the refugees. What does this say of UNHCR really? That is just getting people from anywhere during a pandemic that they're using as an excuse. And they're comfortable to just come and bring new people without any checks, no precaution taken.
You see, with UNHCR, COVID-19 has just been a convenient excuse. They pick on it whenever it serves them, whenever they need an excuse to give. You see, for them, it has been about excuse. Frankly, beyond excuses, we've seen nothing of UNHCR. Now, when they need to get rid of a refugee, they don't care really. They don't care whether police brutalizes you. They don't care if you are injured for the rest of your life. They don't care actually what happens to you as long as you're off their compound and out of their CCTV cameras. That's what I told you, that for them, it's about silencing voices. It's about silencing people. For them, that's what they consider solution. Now, one wonders, is that a solution to a refugee? Is that an intervention? Is that a form of protection? Now, only they can answer those questions. And at the beginning, you quoted something very, very important. I know they are watching, they are listening. They are the experts on refugee affairs. If the Kenyan government has not taken action, they should be the one to advise it. Now, they have allowed institutions from outside. They have allowed institutions from outside Kenya to interfere in the business of refugees. By the time an organization comes in and takes individual numbers of people, case numbers of people, case details, under the watch of UNHCR, that means either they have failed or they have allowed it. There's no other explanation. And now this has complicated our situation even further. Kakuma has a reputation that is undisputed. Now, these institutions, because they are making money off our pain, they are paying individuals to paint a wrong picture in Kakuma. And very, very shamefully, UNHCR is picking on these individuals. Actually, there have been very few individuals in actual sense. There are very, very few individuals who are being paid off to do this kind of work. UNHCR should not have allowed external organizations to do its job in the camp. Why should organizations come to buy us food? Where is UNHCR? What is its job if we can't have food from them? Why should organizations come from outside to buy us blankets? To give us soap? For God's sake, what is UNHCR's job? By allowing these institutions to operate within its area of operation, they have not only complicated the situation, but they have endangered those they are supposed to be protecting. Because now you have people who are being used to paint a wrong picture of Kakuma, to pretend that Kakuma is safe.
Yeah.
That puts people in danger. It's very, very erroneous. UNHCR needs to look hard and think long and deal with this problem, because it is happening right under their noses. They owe people an explanation. Why should organizations come take care of us if UNHCR should be able to take care of us? What is their job? Victor, we have a request to make of you. And you, as a medium, in this case. But this request goes to everybody who's watching out there. Except, this is a disclaimer, except those living within Kenya. If you are outside Kenya, you have written your letter and UNHCR has not worked. You've given them a call and they have not worked. I think it is time to go out there to their offices and tell them in person. It's time to get out of our houses. We need our brothers and sisters. Where is the solidarity that we talk about? We need our brothers and sisters. You go out to their offices, stand there, demand protection for your brothers and sisters that are being dumped in Block 13. Because writing has not helped. Calling has not helped. If you live out of Kenya, please consider it a date. You owe us that. Step out of your comfort zone. You go to the nearest UNHCR and demand that they give the protection that they are paid, they are donated to render to us. We need people out there on the streets. For how long, Victor, can we live like this? This sick man here, for how long can he live outside in this condition? There are others who are going to follow suit. Then in the long run, you're going to have some diseases cropping up because of the conditions that we live in. And then you're going to have lives going because of neglect. This is too much. Please don't write UNHCR anymore. Go out to their offices. Pick a placard, pick a banner, whatever you can go with. Let them know how you feel. Let them look out the window and see you there asking for protection. Let them know that you mean business. Let them get out of their comfort and do their job. We shouldn't be having whichever organization coming here looking for people to rip off. Why should HRC give us money? Why should they give us food? For what? Unless UNHCR is telling us that they are using them, which I don't think they are going to tell us. So all these institutions they have allowed here, they are putting lives in danger. Victor, is that a request that you think can be echoed further?
I will amplify your voice.
Please do.
Right now,
Please.
the LGBT refugees in Kakuma Camp, Block 13 in Zone 2, who are under attack, are asking us to go out protesting. The UNHCR has not responded to our requests, our letters, our demands. It is time. The last resort right now is to go to their offices. And we need to organize ourselves wherever we live.
Absolutely.
And we go to the offices of the UNHCR. We can call them peaceful protests or peaceful visits, but with a message about LGBTQ refugees on Block 13, Zone 2 in Kakuma.
Absolutely. And we make this request of people living outside Kenya.
Yes.
That is our request. If you can do that for us, we owe you big time.
We want to stand with you all, and we will do whatever we can. We will keep doing whatever we can. And that call, I'm sure my friends are hearing, the followers are hearing, the media is hearing, and the UNHCR also is here for us. We shall do it. And thank you,
Victor,
for leading us. Thank you for leading us in this, because this is what the UNHCR is forcing foreign people on these guys, that they can no longer speak for themselves, that they are treated like they are stupid and have no brains to think. They cannot speak for themselves. But this is proof that they can speak for themselves. They know what they want and they know what they're going through. And they are informed about the mandate of the UNHCR.
They can ignore your emails. They can ignore your calls, but they won't ignore your voices. Please go out there. Let them know that you are aware they are not doing their job, that you are aware they have abandoned a vulnerable, helpless group of people that they call small. Let them know that that group matters to you, even though UNHCR calls them small. It's not about numbers, it's about life
of humans.
Even though they refer to us as a small group, shouldn't we leave just because we are small? Please let them know. Let them know. We beg.
Thank you so much.
Our sister here, she has sobbed up a bit.
That's Ruth.
There's something else she'd like to say. She was going to buy sugar for her kids. She met a lesbian who had a noose around her neck down in the river near the UNHCR compound. She ran to the security group that guards the UNHCR office, the G4S. They laughed it off. Then eventually, after some time, they said, okay, let's go. When they reached the scene, they didn't help that lady, but she was also dumped here on Block 13. She's begging for protection. She's suffering along with others here. Please help, she says. Victor.
Yes.
This is just Regina.
This is Regina.
From Block 13.
She is here from Block 13.
I'm one of the nurses who are trying to manage the situation of our prisoners.
How is it going?
But all what we want is evacuation from Kenya. The situation is not good at all. We went to seek for asylum at UNHCR compound. We are just beaten. on that day when we went to seek for asylum, it's when I delivered this baby. On the third day, it's when they beaten my baby. They tear gassed her. Even the gunshots were there. I don't know what will happen in her future. But because she may get the otitis media, I don't know what will happen in her future body. I don't know. Instead of getting for us the solution, they just dropped us they took us back to the community where we ran from the homophobes, and they drop us at block 13, where the situation is worse, even more worse.
Thank you, Regina, for your testimony, and say hi to that little one there who probably doesn't know what is happening.
He's having cough.
Mm.
They're sleeping outside. These night winds are not good for the babies.
The doctor told me that most of the children are they are suffering from homophobia. They are suffering from homophobia, but from pneumonia.
The cough, flu every now and then. We've taken them to the hospital, but it takes like 3 days and then it comes again.
Yeah.
I think around the police, they convinced us that they are going to protect us, but there's no protection at all. Even now, there is no any police around.
And the UNHCR actually claims that they have upped the security, meaning the police is around and taking care of you guys.
We just convinced us the police around at this time.
There's no so much, Regina. Gilbert, if we can just have 2 more people from Kakuma, and that is if we can say to the children, if they're there, I hear them, and we want them to know that we hear them. And also if we can talk to Bashir. Okay. Oh, Lord. You have had new updates, really updates. Things are still happening. The UNHCR, as you have had, brought people, I think there were about 8 of them with 3 children from their compound yesterday, and they dumped them on block 13, zone 2, Kakuma camp. These refugees are sick. They showed us one who is really ailing right now. They're asking to be brought back, but there's one who is really badly off, that their friends, the friends of that patient, the other people from block 13 even believe they need to be airlifted from Kakuma camp. But the police and UNHCR were happy to bring them and dump them outside where they know that these refugees are sleeping outside. The report you just had, the testimony, is that they were brought in a police car escorted by UNHCR vehicles, a Land Cruiser, and I think a bus. Or they came in a bus, the police vehicle, a bus, UNHCR bus, and UNHCR Land Cruiser, to ensure that they have reached, they've been dumped there. So it is still happening, unfortunately, but we will have the Kakuma people summarize what they're saying by letting us. I think that we want to talk to Bashir Gilbert. If we can have Bashir to make a call for help in his department, and also say hi to the children.
Victor, we're happy to have you back.
I'm happy to have you back.
Yes. We have today a guest with a testimony on what happened on the 19th.
June 19th?
She's not LGBTQ, but she witnessed the attack that day.
She's not LGBTQ?
No, she's not.
Okay.
But
is she
witnessed the attack. She hid some of the women and children from imminent danger, from death, certain death. She's a neighbor of block 13.
Let us hear her, please. Mama Oliotia,
She speaks English.
She's just
how
done.
are you doing, Mama?
I'm fine.
Yes, they've told us that you witnessed June 19, the day we shall never forget.
Yes.
What did you see? What did you do?
I see many things and I help.
Mhm.
And
You talk.
I help children and other mothers because that time was a danger. I see people were in risk. That's why I decided to help. But now I'm not in faith because
Baba. You try to raise your voice a bit.
Baba. Okay. And I have 2 children. Right now we are not safe totally because we have helped and now we have hated. They hate us and right now they are threatening me badly. Even
Who
I
is,
have no
Mama? Who is threatening you?
those people, those my neighbors.
Your neighbors who attacked the people on the 19th.
Yeah.
Okay, you are not LGBT,
No.
but they are attacking you and threatening you because on June 19th, you helped LGBT people and hid the women and children.
Yes.
And that is the reason you're being punished by them.
Yes.
Mama, where are you from?
I'm from Sudanese.
You're from South Sudan?
No. North.
North. And these people who are attacking you, are they people from your country? Were they your friends before?
Yeah, they are my friends before.
From Sudan?
South Sudanese.
South Sudanese.
Yeah.
But right now they are threatening you. They want to endanger you because you helped LGBTQ refugees on June 19th.
Yes.
I'm sorry that it is called homophobia. You're being punished for your association with LGBT people, and we are saying that is not okay. So the camp is not safe for LGBT people and all those that will protect and associate themselves with LGBT people. Because you must have been a peaceful woman before, and now your life is targeted because of your association with LGBTQ. And I'm sorry that is happening, but we have this campaign, and right now we've been asked by you all that we go out and protest peacefully, visit UNHCR offices, and amplify the voice of LGBTQ refugees on Block 13, Kakuma Camp.
Victor, that is a neighbor.
That's a neighbor.
She reacted like a normal human being. You see little children in danger and you're inclined to help. You see helpless mothers in danger and you're inclined to help. And now her life is in danger with her family as well. She's a mother. She's a married woman. And now she's now being hunted like us. These are the kids, as you can see. That's a very young baby. This is another baby of hers. And now that's the husband. They are all in danger just because they helped us on the 19th. And now UNHCR comes out and says, oh, there was a minor incident and we are in touch. I don't know whether they wrote us a love letter that is on the way, or a hate letter, whichever letter they wrote has not reached us. So whichever way they think they are in touch, apparently is not true. And they have released a couple of statements where they claim to be in touch with us, where they seem to be managing the situation. There's nothing that is being managed here. All these are victims. There are a lot more. Next, I will bring you another victim. Not LGBTQ, but being hunted for associating with us. Now, if they can hunt somebody for just helping, then how about those that were being helped? It's simple logic. Let's stop criticizing Kakuma. Let's stop making filthy money on people's blood. All those organizations that are targeting making money and keeping people here until they die so that they can be rich, you are eating people's blood and you're drinking people's flesh. Whichever way you want to say it, that's your business. But you are feeding on our lives. You're not different from vampires. That's my message to all those organizations that are preying on the vulnerable LGBTQ people in Kakuma.
Thank you so much. Bashir, Gilbert, if you can have Bashir share with us here in the comments section the GoFundMe page, and also for him to come and make that plea for people to give us more funds for relief there, that would be great. Bashir is the on Block 13. Doesn't receive cash. For those who might want to hurt them, they don't receive the cash in cash, so they don't have it on them, but they have ways of receiving it safely. And
I have to find him because I was at the neighbor's house, but he's
that's
in
fine.
our main compound. You have
That
to give
is
me a few minutes, huh?
Oh, don't worry, that's fine. We will bring you back at some point. It's okay. But thank you so much, Gilbert.
He's actually here. He's actually here.
All right. But Gil, thank you for what you're doing there on Block 13. And thank you for taking care of others and for the trustworthiness that you have. Bashir is the finance person, but person who is dealing with the little funds that we are getting from the GoFundMe page. And Bashir, maybe you could just talk to people about how that is going and how we need more resources, because every day I'm giving you more instructions, like taking people to hospital, and I'm saying, where's the money? Where's the money? You know?
Yeah, if it comes on finances, lot of money is going to the hospital, because a day if we go like 17 people in the hospital, you can find us using almost 25. And sometimes you find everyone that very day he has to get lunch and breakfast, and then after in the evening they have to come back. If they come back, they have to prepare for them supper. And these people who are neighboring us, most of them, they eat from our daily saucepan. So I request everyone who is there, if he wants the accountability, we shall deliver that. But we thank everyone who is trying to do the best to keep us here and safe. Meanwhile, we are waiting for a report from the UNHCR. That's our will.
Okay. Thank you so much, Bashir. And I ask you to just put the GoFundMe page in there in the comments section. If one of you can just put the GoFundMe, and then I'll pin it for people to see it. But I thank you for Bashir has been doing a great job with his team. I already have accountability for what they're doing, and the donors who are giving money, we shall be sharing this information with you. Thank you, Bashir. All right, let's take some people from Nairobi.
Okay.
Yes, we'll bring on some people from Nairobi, but strength to you all. Love you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. We might bring you back, guys, but we thank you for being there and with us. All right, yes. All right, those are our friends in Kakuma. You have had, really, I think the best thing, even for the UNHCR moving forward, these refugees can always speak for themselves. They can always support themselves if you support them. It is these outside forces that you have brought and made them the small gods and UNHCRs in Kakuma camp that have actually caused the issues there. And I have intentionally, because the stories they are telling, they have said them to me. I could just amplify that voice and just repeat what they have said to me. But it is important that I prove to you all, the UNHCR and other human rights organizations who have been misinformed, that these people can speak for themselves and they are willing to stand for what they are reporting, despite the fact that they are not being listened to. But they are willing to stand for that. All right, I had Purity. I don't know if Doreen is online, and oh, Purity is here. Purity is in Nairobi. Yes, Purity, the mother of all these people on Block 13, Zone 2 in Kakuma Camp. It's good to see you, Purity.
Good to see you too. It's very emotional to see what is happening in Kakuma right now. And it hurts me so much. I mean, like, some people think that we are politicians. I am not a politician. If I wanted to be a politician, I would be back in Uganda. I mean, I did not start my activism just today. No. If, I mean, like, you, my brother, you're from Uganda, so you can always do a background check and know that literally I have been an activist for a while, even when I was in Uganda. And probably most of the activists you know in Uganda know me. I've done so many projects.
I know that.
So I don't like politics. I don't like things to do with playing with people's humanity and people's rights. It makes me angry when I hear people and saying that, you know what, there is a lot to do with politics in Kakuma camp. There is nothing like politics. We are not vying for political offices. We are vowing for people's rights to be protected. And then as you see what is happening in Kakuma, as you see people being dumped just outside and left to just have nothing, as you see babies suffering at the expense of their parents, sexuality and identity and whatever it is, just in the open. And then people still call it politics. When it comes to new arrivals, I can always say, new arrivals, I would love to tell every organization, please, and activists that encourage people to come to Kenya for asylum, the LGBTQ persons. Please don't encourage them again, because you cannot be encouraging them now. We need systems in place before you can encourage them, honestly. Don't encourage them when people are actually suffering already in Kakuma. Somebody just got dumped outside around, you know, Block 13 in Kakuma camp.
In the open.
In the open, a mother, a lesbian with a child. So you cannot be sending somebody to Kakuma now. And then that makes me tell UNHCR, why are you sending people to Kakuma? Why are you sending LGBTQ refugees, the new arrivals, to Kakuma again, when you haven't worked on what is already important and people are already suffering? Like, what exactly are you insinuating? Should I just like think that literally there is a move in UNHCR that you want LGBTQ refugees to just be massacred and die? Because we know that inside your compound there are so many homophobes and transphobes and all that. So what exactly are you insinuating by sending somebody else there? What exactly are you, by the way, what exactly are you insinuating, you people? You know, then just come and kill us. I am minutes away from your office, so you can literally, you know where I am, you can literally come and actually just slaughter me. I mean, Nelson Mandela spent how many years? 20 and plus years in prison, fighting for people in South Africa, black people in South Africa, going under apartheid. Everybody mocked that. They felt like, that was a failed kind of venture, including their own black people. They did that. Including, by the way, his own wife, Winnie, not Winnie Byanyima, but Winnie, because she could not wait for a husband that is always away and is in prison. They did that.
We have seen that.
Winnie was to leave her marital marriage because her husband was in prison. I can't blame her because she also tried. It was fellow black people failing us. And so I'm telling my people, this is not politics. It's not like we hate people. I don't hate anybody. I just say that for the new arrivals, don't accept to be registered by UNHCR. Don't come to Kenya meanwhile. Don't even choose it for now. Let us first see what happens. If there is an intervention, well and good, and that will be very brilliant of UNHCR to make an intervention and evacuate people from Kakuma camp. But before you do that, I can never tell somebody to come to Kenya. And I know there are parties that are very glad that people are actually still suffering. That's why you see literally people being dumped there. Because these people want more refugees and LGBTQ refugees so that their organizations can work. That doesn't work, and I don't hate you. I have engaged some of them. They're just remorseful. They only want to look at that part when you're too angry, like how I'm angry, and then they use a few mistakes
and call you
anger,
call you quarrelsome, call you
yeah.
I have had such words, but we shall not remain silent, fellow LGBT refugees. The situation in Kakuma is not complicated. It is not politics like Purity is saying. There are people dying on Block 13, Zone 2 in Kakuma camp. That's what it is. They have to leave. They have to be taken out into safety. That's it. And Purity, so be angry. It is annoying what is happening in Kakuma. It's annoying what is happening to some of our brothers and sisters on the streets of Nairobi. It is annoying when they come asking for this and this and this, when on the internet it shows that they're getting all the support that they need. It is annoying. Friends out there, it is annoying for somebody to say that in Kakuma people are pretending when you have a doctor you're speaking to who is confirming that these people are actually injured. It is annoying. It is annoying when you hear nothing from the UNHCR. When people, there is evidence that they have been attacked. We've seen the attackers. We see sick people. We have medical reports of these people sick. They report that they have been cut. Their heads have been cracked. It is annoying when there is silence. It is annoying when organization remains silent about that. It is annoying when renowned human rights defenders with names can remain silent about such things. It is annoying. It's okay to be annoyed about such things, to be angry. We are not angry and remaining silent. We are angry and we are acting. It is time for outrage. Our friends in Kakuma have said we now need to go to the UNHCR offices in whatever country we are in, because the UNHCR has not responded to our emails and our letters, our cries, our begs, our demands, except for them to say that these people are exaggerating those issues, except for them to dump sick people on Block 13 yesterday. People who have not been quarantining with others. The UNHCR talks about COVID-19 being a challenge, and yet you can just go pick people up from somewhere and come dump them with others. Why doesn't the argument of COVID-19 work there? Is that not against international health standards when it comes to COVID-19? We are using everything we have when it's convenient, but we cannot use people's lives. If we are mandated and called to save people, to defend people, we need to do exactly that. Take away your politics, take away your ego, take away your importance, take away your everything, and focus. All of us, right from me to all of you who are listening, to all those important human rights defenders in Africa and outside, to all those organizations, very important organizations, and to the UNHCR and the United Nations. Let's put egos, everything aside. They are people for whom we have proof that they've been injured by others. They need to get out of Kakuma camp for their safety. Anger, yes, it's called for. And we are saying, cool us down by saving lives. Don't save us, save those people who are suffering. Save them people who are suffering.
Sorry, my network went down, so I had to go to my bedroom.
Oh, Snowy is disturbing the network?
Yeah, Snowy too.
I have this dog. Say hi to Snowy. All right, we're here.
It's like my co-wife, so we compete for attention.
Mm-hmm.
And she gets to know when I'm annoyed, so when I get annoyed, she also gets annoyed.
I know.
Yeah, so I would love to tell the world that this is not politics, it's human beings. And you know, we have enough platforms. People are just being adamant. This is not the time for somebody to play politics over nothing. Don't let your personal anything hinder somebody getting out of danger. I don't think anybody would be very glad to see people they endangered, lost their arms, their life. I do not know what kind of human beings feel like it's actually very okay for somebody to commit suicide. Somebody committed suicide just a month ago, just outside UNHCR office. And still you hear people talking about politics. There is no politics. If there were politics, then some of us would have stayed wherever we were. So let's just not insinuate things. Let's just be understanding and don't use this situation to your advantage, because you know this is the only opportunity for you to get to earn money. It's not money. I mean, like, won't you die? I mean, won't you leave that money? Will you be immortal? Would you be would you rest in peace when you caused a massacre and a genocide on behalf of your own people that actually you tried so much and say that you would be protecting? I mean, let's just stop that kind of nonsense. You know, let's just stop that kind of nonsense. Personal things should just stay away. Stay away. Save lives. LGBTQ refugees in Kakuma are literally dying. They are being dumped there. And the reason why probably UNHCR is taking longer to evacuate them is because of your politics. Why are you doing that? Why would you let somebody, Why wouldn't I even call anybody who feels like LGBTQ refugees in Kakuma camp should die? Why wouldn't I call you a terrorist or even worse? I don't want to hate you. Let's just save people. The only thing I want is to see people being saved. This is my community too. It's my community. I have Doreen and Stephen around me, and these are actually truly my best friends. I haven't slept because I felt so angry when I saw them and I saw the wounds. You know, you see fresh wounds, then you see the scars that are a little bit healing, and then you see old scars. I don't know, like, but do I even know this person? Can I apply makeup on you so somebody doesn't see these wounds? That's what Doreen, that's what I had to do for Doreen, because honestly, I saw wounds that I've never seen in my entire life. And the only thing I could tell her is like, you know what? Let's apply makeup to it. And she didn't want it. She's going to have these wounds for the rest of her life. So if you engineer that, don't you think that Doreen, for the rest of her life, will never forgive you? And you have meant to protect them? We don't hate UNHCR. Neither do we hate the Kenyan government. We are glad that literally they allowed us in. But I tell them right now that if you cannot protect LGBTQ refugees in Kenya, please don't allow them in. Don't. Don't accept them. Don't. I regret hearing that there is a new arrival in Kakuma camp and just dumped outside there. And that is part, that those are our community. And then somebody has a child. I am a mother. I love being a mother, literally. Everybody knows it. Why would you reduce a mother to that? And okay, reduce that mother to that one. But then again, a child who can't even speak, who can't even be knowing why they are suffering.
The baby was tear gassed when they were 3 days old.
May their children, may whoever works with the refugees affairs, Kenya, and UNHCR, may their children, and I'm sorry, I'm not a witch, I love children. May your children also go through all that you're reducing, those kind of children too. May you just, I mean, I'm so angry. May that blood of an innocent, very little toddler, while you are trying to punish the mother and the child, we do not know the mother's story. I mean, I don't know people's private stories. These agencies do, because I mean, they document them. But may that precious little child and those other precious little children of lesbians, and by the way, some lesbians are raped. They are raped and they end up not aborting their children. They have them. After having them, their children are also suffering like their parents. And somebody insinuates it.
Of their children, you know, intentionally. They can get pregnant intentionally. It is okay. It is okay.
There is no intentionally. I don't think when it comes to lesbians and trans men and every trans person, because I mean, sometimes people don't know that actually even trans persons who can get pregnant can literally get raped. And
Yeah.
we see them actually hiding their identity and everything, even the rape, or maybe choosing abortion, which is illegal in Kenya as well, because they don't want that kind of torture. But why would somebody reduce that innocent child also to those kind of attacks?
Yeah.
You tear gas a child. You tear gas a child. You tear gas a child? Why would you do that?
3 days old. And do nothing about it and feel no remorse for doing that. UNHCR, please come out for these people. You owe it to them. The permanent damage they have on their bodies and in their spirits, their hearts, is caused by your inaction and your failure to believe them but rather believe foreign bodies?
I mean, I would love to ask UNHCR and the Kenyan government, Refugees Affairs, what are your intentions for us? Because I actually feel very insecure already as well. I am already, but what exactly are your intentions, honestly? Because if I see what is happening, okay, if you do not want to protect an adult, protect a child at least. Please, please protect a child. Some of us would love to have children of our own. We can't even have them. Would you protect, just protect a child? At least. I have to go.
Okay, Purity. It's always this bad because what we are dealing with are human beings. And I feel you. I feel you, Purity. Let's continue off of here. Love, love you. Yeah, it brings a lot of sadness when we think about the reality. When you draw the picture, like that is why I always bring you these, especially the LGBT refugees on Block 13 in Kakuma Camp. I always just want them to come and speak to you themselves, because then it's more real, and you don't think we are putting words in their mouth. Actual lives are in danger. UNHCR, please come out. But also the refugees have asked us to actually go to UNHCR offices physically and plead for their evacuation from Block 13. And I think we just have to do that. I know that some people are planning a protest, peaceful protest here in Washington, D.C., but I'm calling upon Europe. Please do the same at your UNHCR offices. I'm calling upon Asia. Please do the same at your UNHCR offices if you can. Latin America, Canada, please. This is what they have asked us to do. Even Africa, we have UNHCR offices, local ones. I think that it is time to do as our brothers and sisters and children and others have requested. You heard the plea, you heard the cry. You have seen that the UNHCR dumped 8 more people yesterday at Block 13 in the open. You saw where they slept outside with a very sick man, very sick, like paralyzed, and 3 children who can't stop coughing. Thank you again to the first responders. We have had amazing first responders doing counseling in Kakuma Camp, Block 13. Every day we have somebody being taken care of. Thank you to the donors that are giving us money. I have just pinned the GoFundMe page where we are collecting. I am collecting money for the guys in Block 13, Zone 2 in Kakuma Camp. The guys who are under attack. I am collecting that money, and that money is helping. As it comes in, I send it to them, and it is helping a lot. But we need more of it. If you look at the GoFundMe page, we need to get somewhere. And you have heard how much they spend on a day if they have to take like 17 people to the hospital. I would like to report that they've done very well. They've been very accountable with the funds. Bashir over there has done a great job with his team. Over 70 people, probably now we have shot 80, have been to the doctor, because also these people have to go back for review, for redressing. Like if they have to, the stitches need to be taken care of. It's a lot. And we have various professionals looking into their issue, doctors on the ground and also from outside, because it is now possible to have that kind of intervention. So kindly donate to the GoFundMe page that I have pinned. And you can also find it on my Facebook page and the Facebook pages of some of the refugees that you see. And a lot of them from Block 13 are with us on this live show. I would like to thank all the other people that are working on these refugee organizations that are doing a great job in Kenya. I would like to thank, I think they're called Rainbow Ambassadors. I would like to thank Shane um, Phillips and your groups. I would like to thank first responders from Australia that are intervening in these situations to just support people, to see that people live another day, and with hope, and hope that they'll see tomorrow, because they have to be reassured on a daily basis. I would like to thank all of you here who come to listen to these updates and share them everywhere. Bashir, I've just seen your message that the kids will be taken to hospital tomorrow. I think these are the new kids that came into the camp. Thank you so much. And please, we need those donations, because we need to take care of people no matter what. We also need to buy blankets, because the attackers on June 19th actually went away with beddings, blankets, clothes, shoes, name it, for the LGBT refugees on the block. However, we cannot provide everything, but at least the necessities of life. For somebody to be covered at night when they are sleeping. The reason that they are suffering pneumonia, there's a lot of pneumonia on block 13, is because they are sleeping outside in the cold. And now that makes them even more like if COVID was to hit, block 13, it would just have a walkover, because their chests are sick, their immunity is too low for life, they're on strong medication with minimal food. The money that we have gives them 1 meal a day. The money that we are collecting, we are giving them 1 meal a day. But these people are sick, on strong medication, strong antibiotics from the hospital. They have bled a lot. They've lost a lot of blood, and we are not replacing it. So if you can, please help out. And if you can, we are going to make a call for protests, peaceful protests, demonstrations across the world at UNHCR offices. Do not fear. It is our human right to defend others. It is outlined in the EU guidelines for human rights defenders. We are not violent. And if you know you're not violent, go ahead and defend humanity, and defend human rights defenders, and defend people. We have a right to speak out for those who cannot speak loudly, or those who are just muted. So don't be embarrassed about speaking out for others, even if you have other forces saying you shouldn't be doing this. Oh, those people are pretending. Oh, I have been in Kakuma, working in Kakuma for years, and now I understand it better. Do not be deceived. The people in Kakuma have spoken. We have seen them. We have heard them. And we believe them. I love you all. Thank you. I'll leave you with this song that most of you actually have asked where it is come from. Please find it on YouTube. It's called the Kuchu Anthem. Kuchu Anthem. Kuchu Anthem. Kuchu Anthem by Brian Nkoyoyo. And then we will embark on that campaign for tomorrow. Thank you very much.
LGBTI, 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 LGBTI. What are we? 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 Yeah, yeah, yeah. We are the children of the rainbow flag. We are cool children for all and proud. No one's gonna stop us. We are here to stay. We are the cool children of the rainbow flag. We are moving forward, moving on and on. Never, never going back. We are moving forward, moving on and on. Never, never going back. We fighters fighting for the rise of the children of the rainbow flag. What are we fighting for?
Fighting for a rise.
What are we fighting for? Yes, tell me what we're fighting for.
Fighting for a rise.
Fighting for our rights to be LGBTI. Oh, LGBTI. Oh, LGBTI.
Okay, if we have any first responders here, I just saw a message from Bashir saying, please, if anyone is near Purity Care page, talk to her, she needs help. So if we have any of our first responders, therapists, and all you counselors, if you can, please reach out to Purity. I know some of you are even reach out to Purity and be there for her. Please give her that professional support that you have given our friends. I gotta go, friends. We have a lot to do. We shall not rest until this is done. UNHCR, we love you, but we are asking you to up your game. Cheers. Adios.